Hello folks, welcome back. In this lecture we are going to see how can we push our Ansible playbooks onto GitHub repository. The question is, if I am a DevOps engineer, should I need to learn all the Git commands or do I really work with the Git? For this question my answer would be mostly yes, because most of the DevOps engineers they don't write application codes. But still, we are going to write some scripts or playbooks to automate our DevOps flow. It could be a Jenkins files or shell scripts or Ansible playbooks or Docker files. All these we are going to write as a files. And what will happen if the system where you kept all these files is corrupted? You lost your data, right? So to overcome this problem, we obviously going to push our code into the GitHub repository so that it is quite easy to retrieve. And also you may not be a single person in your team, right? Few other people also want to use your playbooks, or you might be working with others to develop some scripts. In those cases you need to collaborate with them also. So you should have a knowledge of how to push your code or pull your code and update your code, all this stuff. So in my case I just thought that it would be an added advantage. Now I would like to share all these playbooks with you because I assume that you are going to use this one. Now what is the source? That is where I'm going to push this code into the GitHub repository so that you can use it. To demonstrate this one, I'm going to create a new repository and I will push this code and I'm going to share this repository information with you so you can access my playbooks. For that one, let me log into my GitHub repository. This is my GitHub account. I have 5 repositories. I can go and create a new repository. I'm naming it as a Ansible for beginners, and it is a public repository, and create a repository. Now I would like to push my code over here. To push my code, so these are the steps I should follow. Let me increase font size. So these are the steps I should follow to push my code onto this repository. I can create readme file. It is optional, but having a readme file is always better option. So I will create a readme file. Now we have an extra file, that is readme file. Go back, initialize your repository. Whenever you do this one, it is going to create a local repo. So I'm creating a repository, and git add readme. Whenever you do, only readme file is going to get add, but in my case I want to add all these playbooks. So then what we can do, git add dot, nothing but in current directory whatever files are there, please add all those files. Okay, so I have added. Now I can see the git status. Okay, these all files has been added to my local repository. So far it is in local repository. Now I'm committing into my local repository. Git commit minus m. Instead of first commit, I'm going to give it as a Ansible for beginners. Oops, so I need to provide my username and password because it is needed for identity. User email, I'm giving it as a, then similar way my name, that is git config global user dot name ar shankar. Now I can commit it. Alright, now I have committed into local repository. Earlier git add to add those into staging, and git commit is to commit into the local repository. Once it is committed into local repository, I need to push it into remote repository. To push it into remote repository, I need to tell that what is my remote repository. That is where I'm going to use this one. This will tell you that go into this GitHub repository. I have added my remote repository. Now I need to push this git push origin master. So I'm pushing my changes. So now I'm a unknown person, right? How it will allow to push it into that one? Where is the authentication model? That is the reason it is asking. So my username is Vayankils, and password I'm providing. So once you have given the successful password, you can able to push your code onto your repository. Let me go here and refresh it now. You can see all our code is available. So please use these playbooks to practice, and you can write your own playbooks, or if you want to enhance these playbooks, please do that one. I will validate and merge those requests. That's all for this lecture, and see you in the next lecture.